Hello, creative problem solving scholars and students. Want to welcome you to the creative problem solving course. This is Dr. Miller. I will be your instructor for the next 2 months for creative problem solving. First thing I want to point out is creative problem solving course is a little bit different than your other fast track courses. It is not your work is not completed in the PIMA D2L. It is completed in the Education Design Lab D2L. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for an email from Education Design Lab with your username and password for the micro credential course of creative problem solving. It will look similar to this. This is an email from a prior course. So this email will come from Jeff Lewis and it will have your username and password. If you cannot find it in your inbox, in your PIMA email inbox, check the spam folder also. All right, so once you've located that, let's go ahead and take a look at creative problem solving within the PIMA D2L. So the PIMA D2L is where you're taking your other courses at PIMA Community College. Your creative problem solving course is also listed there, but it is just a shell. You will not complete your work here. I can click on content. There's nothing there, but you will see a welcome announcement. You'll have my information over here on the side. The welcome announcement does tell you that you will be completing your work in the Education Design Lab D2L. And to check your PIMA email for the steps to create your Education Design Lab or EDL login. And also my email is listed there. When you click on this link, it takes you to the Education Design Lab D2L. You can log in with the credentials that are in the email from Jeff Lewis. If for some reason you can't find that email, you can log in using your PIMA email address and click the I forgot my password link, and you can reset your password and log in. If you're unable to find the email with your username and password in your inbox, in your spam box, and the forget your password isn't working, please let me know as soon as possible. Every once in a while, not very often, may be an issue getting a student logged in, and I can usually get that resolved in a couple of days. All right, so when you go into Education Design Lab, you will select your course. I'm going to select this course here. And it will look very similar to PIMA's D2L, except instead of having the PIMA logo up here, it's going to say Education Design Lab. You'll have your menu across the top, and you've got your content down the side. In here, you are going to find a couple of getting started email modules, getting started with your micro credential and the micro credential overview. Then you have your 4 modules that you will work through. You will find that the work to be completed doesn't have a due date, right? So there aren't separate due dates for the work. There's an overall due date of the course. Each course runs for 60 days. So if your course started on June 1st, the last day of class is the last day of July. If your course starts on August 1st, the last day of course is the end of September. So 60 days for each course. With that said, and knowing that the course is self-paced, I don't recommend waiting until the last week of class to try to get your work done because that's going to set you up for failure. If I was taking the course and I knew I had 4 modules to work through, I would probably try to complete 1 module a week and be done with the course within a month. I have had some students be very motivated and complete the entire course in a week. You've got those options, but what I do recommend is don't wait until the last week of class and attempt to complete the course. Now let's go ahead and take a look at one of the modules that are in here, the exercise convergent and divergent thinking. These courses are designed to develop soft skills. So, for example, if you are a healthcare student, you'll probably notice as you're working through this course, the assignments aren't directed toward healthcare. These assignments are directed towards creative problem solving or creative thinking, thinking outside of the box. And this is a soft skill that you are working on developing in this course. So again, looking at the first module, which is exercise convergent and divergent thinking, you will have a welcome, there's a pre-assessment, the playlist is basically your reading. There is a practice assignment, there's contribute, and then assess. And the assess assignment is the assignment that is actually graded. There are 4 gradable assignments in this course. I typically grade assignments once a week, usually Monday or Tuesday. But if you happen to have a question, and it's not Monday or Tuesday, don't wait to ask. Just send me an email and ask your question. So let's take a look at one of these assessments. So we're going to look at the one for the exercise convergent and divergent thinking. So now that we've opened it up, we can see that the assessment has to do with thinking outside of the box about bubble wrap. Okay, so the directions, the first step is divergence. So we're thinking about bubble wrap. We're going to set a timer for 5 minutes and write down as many possible uses for bubble wrap as you can. There are no bad ideas at this point, right? So we're thinking beyond wrapping up something that might break, right? We're just trying to think of all different kinds of things that we could use bubble wrap for. Because in step 2, now we're going to be critically kind of looking at these ideas and ranking them, right? So we're going to take the list. We're going to, cross out any that might be, duplicative or very closely the same. And then the ones that remain, we're going to say, hey, these are my 5 most interesting. And then you're going to use the idea matrix. You can click on the link here. It opens up. You can open it in Google Docs, and then you can replace these with your ideas. And then the thought is you're going to rank them. And then when you finally rank them, you are going to, in your reflection, put the best idea in number 1 and your least likely idea in number 5. Right? So that is the reflect. Review your matrix, rank them 1 to 5 from usefulness, feasibility, novelty, and appeal. Which idea ranked the highest? and reflect on it. Once you've completed that, you will add your file and submit. On Mondays, I receive an email from Education Design Lab to let me know if I have assignments that have been submitted, and I'll pop in there and review them and post your scores. Now you are going to be doing the same types of activities also for manage ambiguity, applying iterative process, and identify patterns. Expect to hear from me. I do send out multiple emails throughout the course. Reminder emails. Hey, have you been in? How you doing? If you haven't started yet, jump in. Do you have questions? Please let me know. I'll remind you when we're at the halfway mark in our 60 days. When you complete the course, you will receive an email from me, a congratulations email saying you've completed the course. I'll send the email and I will post your pass-fail so it gets onto your transcripts as soon as possible, right? If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Check for your sign-on as soon as possible. And I look forward to seeing all of your creative ideas in the course. Have a great day.